So the first thing I noticed in the last 45 minutes was that some of these meme coins have started popping off. And the first thing I always ask myself when these memes start flying like this, I start wondering, is this a top signal? So let me know in the chats there. I have put a comment, I have put a poll in YouTube there. I just want to know, the feeling, because we've seen 𝗵𝗵𝗃 pop now, we've seen Grok pop, we've got Bonk moving as well. So let me know if you guys think that that's a potential sign that we are at the top, because I also have a couple of other things to show you that might be a top signal for us. Then today I've got some setups for you. I've got Link looking good, I've got Rune looking good, I've got Injective in conjunction with 𝗧𝗏𝗏 looking good, I've got ordinals that we are going to try and chart for you guys, get you some kind of entry, and then I'm taking a look at a brand new indicator that I've taken a long on, and I'm testing it out for you guys, and we're going to see how this is going to play out, and maybe it's something for you guys in the near future that we can get working. So a lot to cover here. Let's get right into it. Now, to be fair, when these altcoins start pumping and I start seeing tweets like this floating around on X about Bloomberg calling a $400,000 or $500,000 Bitcoin, it's often events like these that signal that we are at the top. And we see it a lot of times in the gold and the oil business when they start talking like oil's going to 150, oil's going to 200. That's generally a top signal. And you normally short these type of news reports. So a little bit concerning that these guys are now at this exact time starting to pump out news about sending things to $500,000 and all that stuff. So just something to note. And we do have BTC at a potential resistance area currently, so just keep that in the back of your minds. Like I'm not calling bear vibes here at all. I'm just saying we got to take note of these type of things. So let's take a look at the current BTC now. So I'm sitting on the 1 hour chart. I've tried to break this down. Yesterday we were saying I needed a little bit more data. We need to understand what's going to happen here with BTC. So finally we did get some more information. Sometimes you just need to let things tick over a little bit. And you can see BTC is sitting in a little range now on this 236, which is my most bullish fib pool for any token, BTC, altcoin, that sort of thing. If they are pumping, that's the first place you look at for potential pullback zones. And you can see it's pinged it very nicely here on this 236 at 41,000. So that is my low that I'm watching for the day. And then other lows of interest, I've got a 382 down here, which we spoke about yesterday. It was 40,380. Interesting level, but a real level for me that I want you guys to take note of here is 39,267. And I'm going to zoom out for you, and you can see it's a 618 fib that is tying into some weekly levels here on BTC. And we could see this area played its part previously in the previous cycle, and you can see how many pings we had here on weekly candles at this exact level. So if I zoom in again, you can see we have the shorter time frame 618 pool also coming to the party here. So if we do get some dumpage, I'm looking at about 39,270 as a potential bounce zone or wick zone if things start falling over. So these are big areas for me now. And eyes on this wick at the top. I did mark this range high at 42,130, but now we are tracking this 42,500 level now. Are we going to blow this thing? Let me know, guys. Let me know in the chats how you guys are feeling about this. I mean, it is quite exciting. I'm not enjoying this dominance pump like this, but it's fine. We'll take it as long as BTC is pumping here. Let us know. Let us know what you're feeling here in the chats. Jackie says Mana's looking good. Yeah, we've seen a big movers. We saw Gala as well out of nowhere start also pumping today. So yeah, there's a lot of action happening. Myro right now. Myro is the sole dog token that's also maybe potentially moving. So there's a lot of action here in these meme coins. And about 15 minutes ago, I thought I better prep some for you guys just to show you quickly what's going on, so you guys don't get too much FOMO. We can look at potential moves there on these memes. So let's cover this BTC big time frame one more time. Bigger picture now, zoomed out on the weekly. You can see what's going on here. We've broken through my 786. I'm a little bit salty now. You know, I closed my BTC long in this region. So let's see how it plays out now. Maybe bigger things to come. But again, this was a major area. This was a TP zone. And our next big area, if we do pump there, is still this 48,000 level. So eyes on that. And then most importantly, this dominance on the weekly, it's starting to look potentially tired. And I tell you why. We have now broken a new weekly high, as you can see over here, but we are potentially getting some bearish divergence here on the weekly RSI. And you can see what happens when we do hit these highs on this RSI. You can see it likes to turn over and send things a little bit lower down. And if we do get this type of result in the near future, even a move like that is going to send these altcoins to some very interesting levels. And best we start looking at potential long areas in anticipation of this move. If we do get a bigger push here on dominance, maybe these alts can bleed a little bit. But what I'm thinking here is it's time to start laddering in to some positions here on these altcoins in anticipation of a potential reversal on this dominance, which is going to really start sending things for us. So a little bit more patience here. And I do have a couple of ideas for you guys on some of these tokens that I mentioned. And then the same applies to the ones yesterday that we looked at. Phantom, we looked at BCH, we looked at Curve, we looked at a lot of those. There could be some big moves still coming on these altcoins. So maybe is the time to start laddering in small positions in good areas, and we may be going to get some massive moves in the near future. I also wanted to give a shout out to this guy. Do you guys remember the 𝗷𝗨𝗍𝗶 president? I mean, what an absolute legend. He literally bought the top of BTC. He was buying around about 40s, and we started dumping and dumping and dumping. And shame, this poor guy took so much pressure, and I think he's finally breaking even now. So big shout out to Mr. 𝗷𝗨𝗍𝗶 over there. He really diamond handed himself there, hung on to those BTCs in spite of all the pressure, and good for him that he's now break even. Jackie wants to know, are we near the top? Seriously, Jockey, I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna play this. We're gonna play this stuff level by level. Fran says he bought the bottom as well. Yeah, I just remember his average buys being around about 42 or something like that, 42K, and we dumped a hell of a lot after that. And but good for him. Good for him. He held on. He had his conviction, and yeah, diamond hands there, and it played out for him. Okay, let's jump into some of these meme coins that have out of nowhere just started blowing up. So let's just take a look at 𝗵𝗵. This is 𝗵𝗵 on the 8 hour, and you can see what's happened here. We've blown through this big resistance area now. This has been tested multiple times. You can see they were testing it in the last couple of days, and they have finally pushed us through. So 𝗵𝗵 fans over there, we are now tracking into a new range, and our area here, our high, is multiple zeros and then 182. So that is a potential target now on 𝗵𝗵. But how do you take advantage of this? Well, you need to start dialing in. Once you miss these pumps, the only way to get by is to start looking for entries on these 15-minute candles, and you start becoming full-on degen vibes. And it's okay, when things are pumping. Sometimes we do need to go degen levels here, and let's see if we can try and locate a potential bounce zone here for 𝗵𝗵. If this move is going to continue, we want to understand where we can get a move if there is a pullback. So what I'm going to do here is look for some horizontals. And you can see here, I've identified my first 2 horizontals here. So that's an interesting level. Now we want to make sure that we have some kind of tie in here. So let's see what we got. Okay, we've got a nice little 382 pullback already. You can see that's beautiful. Look at that. Nice little bounce there off the 382 for 𝗵𝗵. So that is now a zone to watch for a potential bounce. And let's see where our 618 is sitting. Okay, our 618 is sitting a little bit lower down. So what I would suggest here, this is obviously going to be very volatile. These moves are going to be huge. But if you are looking for an entry and you are now making the assumption we've blown through this resistance, we should be holding, which is what it looks like to me. We're going to look at potential buys at this 382. So this is zeros 156. That is a potential bounce area. Then we've got this nice horizontal and a potential wick into the 618. So anything from zeros 15 down to zeros 147 looks like a pretty decent area to me for 𝗵𝗵. So just be a little bit patient. Try not to FOMO in too high if this thing starts moving. And remember, if you don't get these perfect bounce zone entries, sometimes the dip can really just wick you out and take you out, especially if you guys are trading leverage stuff. So just be a little bit cautious, but these are key areas to watch now on 15 minutes for 𝗵𝗵. So just to confirm, 155, 15, and 1475. So those are hot zones potential for pullback areas. Same with Grok. You can see what Grok's doing now. Again, just come alive one more time. You can see we've now pinged this major resistance area, and we might be sticking our heads through. So this is Grok on the 4 hour. This is a bigger picture Grok, but you can see we've pierced this trend at the moment. Let's see if we get this little pullback. We just want to see support develop here now at 0.167, and then I think Grok is going to have some legs here, and this thing can move. So let's see if this holds here. 0.167, that is support you want to see hold for Grok. And then potential upside targets here. You're going to look at potential highs where you're going to look for a rejection area, so potential TP zone 232, and then we can take a look at the highs at 0.296. So very interesting areas here. If this does get legs, just be cautious. Risk management, stop losses, those type of things. Dial in maybe 15 minutes. Look for support to develop here at this 0.016 level, and then you guys should be okay if this thing's going to carry on moving. The DGen squad, hey? Yeah, we are pretty DGen vibes, especially Dave and myself. We like to play that leverage game. You guys had a glimpse of it on Sunday on our live stream there at Sniper Club, and there's more of those coming. But yeah, a little bit of fun, guys. You know, if you play the leverage game right, you don't need to be scared of it. Leverage is something you can easily 20x your account in a very short space of time, but you need to actually understand how to use it, when to use it correctly, and when to really pull that dial up and do things. So that is what we are teaching at the Sniper Club at the moment. We regularly have situations where we do 20 or 30x our accounts. Obviously, sometimes we get absolutely rinsed, but the upside of these things, if you play these leverage games properly, you can 20x, 30x your account, and then use those profits to spend on spot buys and other cryptos. Okay, we've got guys chasing us here for Myro as well. Yeah. We might not get round to it. Today wasn't meant to be a meme show. I just saw these things blowing up, and I thought we better start looking at it. The other one was Bonk. Again, big mover on Bonk, and rejection at a very sort of obvious zone here. We had this rising trend resistance here. So eyes on this. If you want to dial in, you can look for types of or entry areas, but this is the 1 hour. So we're already pretty zoned in here, and the most obvious region you can see is this horizontal. So let's see if that is going to play out. Let's pull a fib from the low to the high. Okay, and you can see that 618 is tying in a little bit there with these horizontals, and this 382 looks pretty juicy. So potential play here on Bonk. This is 1,000 Bonk Perps on Mexi. Potential play here at 0.0674. Okay, so DGens and scalpers out there, you now have your fix on your 15 minutes and your 1 hour meme tokens there. So just be careful, risk management, keep things safe. Then I've got a couple of setups for you on normal coins. I've got Render, Rune, Link. Simon is here in the back, twitching around in his chair. He's got a 𝗬𝗏 long brewing on Lux Algo, so we're going to pull him in as well. And then I'm going to show you this indicator. I'm going to save it for the end here. I've taken a $10,000 long on basically a yellow line on this indicator we're testing, and we're going to see if it's going to play out. And if it works out nicely, we're going to bring this indicator into our game a lot more. And yeah, we're going to test it out for you guys. And if it works, yeah, we're going to get it going. This is Render on the 8 hour. So Render's been bleeding out a little bit over the last while, and you can see it's now dancing around on a 0.5 fib. And I don't like to call the 0.5 a fib. My old buddy Jackie used to love using this 0.5, and I used to eliminate it from my charts. But I've highlighted it today because we see it on Rune as well as this Render chart. So there is some kind of reaction happening here currently for Render at the 0.5 fib, which is 3.5. So that is your current support for Render. But what I do prefer for a potential long brewing on Render is if we're lucky enough to get this little dip into this region, I want to look for longs right in the 618 area here. So my plan here is potential. Well, there's two options here for Render. If we believe that this market is going to turn bullish and dominance is going to reverse, we could be looking at potential opportunities here to build a long on something like Render. So scalp area 1 is the 618. So this is a potential bounce zone. 3.37 is coming for Render. And option 1 is to play that trade with a tight stop and see if you get that bounce and push higher. Option 2 is to really drag this the stop lower down and try and cater for other hot zones where we can get potential bounces. So what you can look for on render is a potential bounce at the 786 region as well, which is at 3.2, and then this huge weekly area at around 3. So these are hot areas. So the low leverage guys that want to build a position, it could make sense to start laddering in to a render long at these areas. So the 618 at 3.36, the 786 at 3.2, and then we have this huge weekly level here at 3. And this is if you are bullish and you are making the assumption that dominance has run its course, BTC is going to stabilize, and we're going to start feeding into the alts. And if you are feeling bullish in that respect and that suits your bias, this could be an opportunity to start building some longs. And again, you don't have to start massive. You can start laddering into these positions, because we always have the next option. We always have our trend that we can use as cover. So once these alts start bouncing, if they start running away from you, you always have that backup play to get involved on trend breaks and retests, and you can add to your positions there. So a lot of you will notice I start a lot of my positions quite small, and I try and buy at these aggressive areas. And sometimes we ladder in and we go lower down and we build these positions. And then once we take off, we start breaking trends, then we can really start adding to these positions. So if you have a bullish bias, that is my suggestion currently. These are key areas where you can look to buy render. So yeah, I'm very interested in render here. Simon, I'm keen on your opinion just now as well on render. If you can drop it or just prep something there for us. Same with Rune. This is Rune on the 4 hour, also looking decent. Simon, also please check out Rune. For me, you can see the 4 hour stock here on Rune is very oversold currently, and we are bouncing at the 0.5 fib, which isn't really a fib, but we use that one, and there it is. So right now it's got the support. It's looking like render at the moment. What I do want to see though for Rune, ideally, is this push into the 618, maybe a little wick, and then we get a nice move. So that for me is a long zone incoming here for Rune at 6. So that is a big zone for me. And again, same story as render. You can always bang in that trend. So if you're not sure, you can have your trend in play. You can see how things play out, and you can buy these aggressive buy areas. And then if we break trends, we can start adding and really push those things higher. Charles says Arbitrum looking to break trend. Yeah, there's a couple of vibes, a couple of bullish vibes coming here out here that we're seeing. Lena still dancing around. Yeah, I'm still holding this Lena. I think we saw CFX pop yesterday, and we often talk about CFX and Lena. I think they're both Chinese tokens. CFX has started ripping. Might be signs. Maybe something's coming. Maybe something's going to come for Lena. So I don't want to not be in Lena if I can avoid it. So yeah, I'm holding on to that one. Guys, the next entry I've got for you is a link position, and oh, there it goes. Okay, so I dropped this one on Sniper Club earlier today, the setup that I was watching, and you can see it's a classic 618 horizontal play on link here. This is the 8 hour. You can see our stock is busy turning over on the 8 hour as well. We got our 4 hour bottomed out, so that generally tells us that we are getting some kind of relief or some kind of bounce, and here it goes. And it's yeah, pretty simple. We've got our horizontals, we've got our 618, and off it goes. So track the trend as well. If we do get that trend break, you can always play the trend break if you missed this move. And next area for buy zone is 786 and trend at 14.7. So these are hot zones for me. These are laddering in areas for potential bigger moves and bigger things, with the assumption, again, I remind you that dominance is going to drop. BTC needs to be stable. Dominance is going to drop. And let's let these alts have some fun. And if that bias of mine is going to work, then these alts are going to absolutely rip. Okay, let's see who else is in the chat here. Talk to me, guys. I see Ian is trading 𝗵𝗊. Yeah, that was brutal yesterday. 𝗵𝗊, that 26% dump. It was pretty harsh. Crypto Putty, sorry I'm late, bro. Try and be on time. I prefer it if you're on time for our show, because then you click the likes and then everything's in real time, and you don't miss all the action. Yes, there's a question for Audi. Now, guys, I keep missing Audi, and it's not on my watch list, and it actually needs to be. These things are moving with BTC. So apologies to you for not having Audi on my watch list and catching this one earlier. But what I wanted to do with you guys is try and chart Audi on a clean chart and just try and see if we can snipe some entries here, especially for the scalpers out there. And so this is already on the 4 hour, and you can see it has been playing the game quite nicely. We've got a lot of these flags and a lot of pumps. So you can see what they are doing here. They're flagging us out, and they are pumping things. So we need to just look for these things to develop. Let's see if there's some kind of Fibonacci playing out here. Okay, so 618. I've got a 618 pull from the low of that move, and look, not perfect, but we did see some kind of reaction there. Let's see what we got from this low to that high. Okay, we got a nice tie-in over there. And I want to see if we got a 382 on 𝗬𝗏. Yeah, okay, look at that. So 382 is in play as support, so we can see that it does potentially respect the 382. So when 𝗬𝗏 now slows down, we want to look for 382 potential buy and a new flag to form. So let's see where 𝗬𝗏 settles, but we want to look for something along these lines, preferably on a 382 pull, and then you can start building your entry, and then you can play that break again. So if you were buying this 382, for example, you would have been building your position, and then you've got your trend break. Once the trend breaks, now you're ahead of the game. You can add a little bit and then really send that thing. So that is what you're going to look for on 𝗬𝗏. Look for find the high on your fib, look for that 382 pullback, look for some support there, and yeah, then we could get that move. Killer crypto, gold. Are we short gold? Are we still short gold? Let's take a look. Let's see what our gold chart is doing. Thank you so much. This is beautiful, guys. You know what I mean? The charts don't lie, and it was teeing itself up. And sometimes, you know what they do when this RSI is a bit overbought. You know what these guys like to do? They give you an overbought RSI, and they lure you in, and the people start shorting, and then they always pump you one more time. They always just try and flush you out. And there it is. Here comes gold coming down. Let's take a look where we are. And yeah, nice to see my gold shorts turning green. That's always good to know. My S&P short is flat. It's doing all right. But this gold must print now. It must reward me for being stressed out and trying to short gold when everyone was going long. So let's see how we go. I'm going to be moving my stops lower down now. So I don't want to now lose on this gold trade if it does reverse. But right now, look, things are looking good. But we know with this gold, it can change in 30 minutes time on any move in the States. But target right now, 1950. Is a nice little region here for a potential gold target now. Okay, so I will be adjusting my stops and just making sure that I preserve some of my capital there, de-risk a little bit, and yeah, that's always nice. It's always a nice result when we catch those shorts, isn't it good? Luba, you must be happy. Hopefully you hung on to that one as well. Crypto Nante is complaining about Sol. Don't worry, Sol will do its thing again. Remember, there's some big numbers coming for Sol. We saw Link lead the charge, and then Link's been quiet. We saw Rune lead the charge. Rune is quiet. Render. They all have their turn. They can't just perma pump here. So just be a little bit patient. Shabs is looking for 1 inch. Shabs, I gave a nice 1 inch setup yesterday. That looks to be working. I want to build a 1 inch position there. So I'm busy on a low X, just trying to add little bits here on 1 inch. So, okay, we've got comments here about Pyth moving. Okay, and guys, we also have a new sponsor. Another new sponsor. So yesterday, I bought you 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏, which is a new exchange sponsor of ours. And I've started opening some trades on 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏. I'm building positions, and I've decided to keep these 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏 trades strictly some DeFi plays. And I want to add into these positions and see if I can build this account for you. So 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏 is the current flavor at the moment here. So I've started very small positions, and what I want to demonstrate to you guys, hopefully if it plays out, I'm going to start building these positions over time when the market starts moving, or if the market starts pulling back. I'm going to start adding to these positions and just show you the magic of leverage if you use it correctly. Obviously, there are dangers in using leverage, so it cannot be your only strategy with regards to your crypto bull market plan, you must have a spot strategy. You probably need a margin strategy and an NFT strategy. And I'm about to show you another strategy. And then leverage needs to be one of your strategies in the mix. Okay, so in the basket of things, and it's the most high risk. It's the most high risk strategy, obviously, in crypto. So what I want to do here is grow this for you, preferably. Let's see if we get pullbacks. I'll be adding. If it starts pumping enough, I'll be adding. So guys, this is 𝗬𝗏𝗃, and you can grab this link in the description. There's no KYC currently for 𝗬𝗏𝗃, so grab the link in the description. It trades very much like 𝗦𝗫𝗃 at the moment. Makes sense to me. Yeah, so far so good. So far a good experience. So I'm going to keep going with this one. And then I do have another new sponsor. A company called Coincall. So they are an exchange. They let you trade futures and they let you trade options. So this is going to be exciting. They're going to give you a 0.5 option, 0.5 ETH options position if you sign up using the link in the description. So this is an exclusive offer here, valid now for the next week or two. If you sign up using the Coincall link in the description, you get a 0.5 ETH options position. And what I'm going to do over the next week or two is I'm going to teach you guys how to trade options using Coincall. So it's going to be quite exciting. So jump in there, take advantage of the positions. You can obviously trade futures in here as well. So I might, for example, decide to look for an AI basket in my Coincall futures, and I'll try and grow that basket for you as well, also from a very low base. And then we're going to trade some options. So I'm going to get stuck into this. There's ETH and BTC options. So keep watching the space. We're going to learn some options trading together. And it's always nice when they give you a little freebie there at the start. So yeah, get stuck in there. So Coincall and 𝗬𝗏𝗃 is where it's at the moment. Right. Now, let me get Simon on here. I'm going to save this indicator. Hopefully, I'm not getting rinsed. I really hope I'm not getting rinsed here on this other indicator. But I'm confident about it. It looks good. I've heard very good things, and I've seen the P&Ls of people using that other indicator. But let's get Simon on here quickly. What's happening?
What's up? Hello. I'm very excited I'm excited to hear about this indicator, mate.
You kept you're gonna love it.
You kept this a bit close to your chest.
Simon is our indicator expert. He's our resident indicator expert at Banter and at Sniper Club. This guy's an absolute degen for an indicator. And yeah, we've got a new one on the cards. We've been testing it in the background, and we're about to unleash it today. See how it goes. But I'm about to hand it over to Simon in the next few days, and he's going to be playing around with it. You're going to love this thing. I think you're going to. And I mean, I've seen the guys next door playing with this indicator, and they've been killing it. So yeah, we'll see how we go. I took quite an aggressive long with it today, so we're going to see. But right, let's deal with your tokens here first. We've got 𝗬𝗏𝗃.
I've got 8 open now because you've asked me for a few. Should we start with 𝗬𝗏𝗃?
Give me 2 of your best. Okay.
All right. Well, I've got the 2 that you just asked me to look at.
Okay.
Let's do 𝗬𝗏𝗃 because do you want to pull my screen up when you're ready?
Yeah. Okay. So let me get rid of mine. Okay. Your screen is up.
One of the 2 that you called is really exciting to me, and I might have started a little trade while you were talking. We'll come on to that in a minute.
Okay.
All right, guys. 𝗬𝗏𝗃. So there was a previous short which played out perfectly. Look at that. There we go. We got a nice. We haven't even had the signal yet to go along, but there's a 6% move. So on a 10x, that's fantastic. We had a short. We've had a take profit on the short, which is great. I'm expecting another one here sometime soon. It might not come. Instead, we might just get one of these. Okay, so it's quite normal to get one cross like on this trade, but sometimes we get 2. We've got a really nice upwards facing VWAP. We've got a really nice upwards facing cash flow and a momentum wave. Is really nice. We've had 2 lovely signals there to go along. We've got some absolutely awesome bullish divergence there, which is cool. Cash flow is facing up. Money is flowing in. What I guess we might see is our little green square here, and then probably the moon.
Okay, hold on. Remind me, is 𝗬𝗏𝗃 a DeFi play?
It is.
It is?
Yeah.
I want to see if I could put it on.
What do you see him in? Okay, you've got that, haven't you? Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, on my side, I've got a 786 pullback where it is right now. I've got some horizontals. So yeah, what is your entry level there that you like?
Let's see. I mean, realistically, let's have a look. Let me get my horizontal out real quick. Horizontal, right? So we have got some support here, which is 95, anywhere between 95.44 and kind of 96.10, something like that. So we're getting really where these wicks are. These wicks have touched a support point nicely. What I'm guessing is going to happen is we might just get a little poke through there, some sort of wick, maybe just a quick wick, and then I'll move.
Okay, I like. Guys, Lux Algo is talking the language. 4 hours heavily oversold on the stochastic as well. That looks interesting to me. I've got a 786. I've got horizontals. I've got the 8 hour oversold as well. The 1 hour is turning up. So yeah, scalper's delight. You know, maybe it turns into something bigger, but definitely a scalp on the table here, guys. Easy exits. Just look for that little wick down.
Yeah, the 4 hour does look good deal.
Yeah. Okay, so there you go. 𝗬𝗃 for the win. Potential vibes here. Okay, nice. Right, what else do you have for us?
I brought ordinals up, but I'm going to come back to that. Rune, this is interesting.
Okay, so this was the one I was looking at.
Yeah, so you said bring up Rune. Similar sort of scenario, very similar. However, I'm just going to make things just a little bit smaller so you can see the price action better. That's too small. I can't see what's going on. There we go. Cool. So same again. Short, TP, probably another push, another TP signal, and then a push up. This is in exactly the same place. This isn't exactly the same. I've got to make sure it's just checking it wasn't the same token again. And this is the same as well. Exactly the same. It's literally the same setup. If one's going to move, the other one's going to move. Probably. Yeah.
Okay, so there you have it. Rune and 𝗬𝗃, pretty much identical. Potential laddering in entries developing right here. Let's call it a scalp play for now. If things turn bigger and better, then we can always deal with that. 𝗬𝗂𝗀, let's update 𝗬𝗂𝗀. What's the latest with 𝗬𝗵? Remember, our 𝗵𝗵 trade was a long-term hold. It wasn't a scalp play or anything like that. So for us, it's a 10x, 20x, 30x gem. Yeah. I suggest you hold tightly onto that. In
the Discord, I did write when we were about 1.68x, so we'd made sort of 68% on whatever the entry point was, and I wrote in there, if you're going to hold. If you want to get some cash back, now's the time. So hopefully people followed that. If anyone's still in that didn't want to be in, there was a signal given that if you want to jump out, now's the time. So now, listen, you're in it for the run. This is what I'm in it for. I've sold none. I DCA'd really, really heavily after the drop. So my entry has come down. I'm planning on a 10 to 20x on this. Okay. I'm not going to touch it.
Okay, guys, we're on 330 likes. 450 likes. I'm going to open my 𝗦𝗵𝘂𝗀 account for you. I'm going to open the bonnet on my 𝗦𝗂𝗀𝗀 account and show you my trades, including that exact indicator trade that I've taken. I literally just went $10,000 long based on 2 yellow lines. And, I'm testing it here for you. I'm the guinea pig, but you need to like this button. And then I'm opening up the hood on those 𝗦𝗂𝗀 longs that I'm in.
You sounded like
so
me.
Fire it up. We're on 336. Where's Ray? Head of likes.
It's not impressive.
It's disappointing, Ray. It's disappointing.
359. It's like, come on now.
I'm about to lift the hood. Guys.
200 more, please. 200 more.
Fire it up.
We need more.
Okay. We're selling it for likes. Okay. Not lights.
Lights.
Okay, let's get through a couple more here. Guys, keep firing up the likes. I see they're coming through. If Michelle's in the chats, we need your assistance here. Okay, Injective. We must talk about Injective. Let me get this up.
I've got mine as well.
Okay, so things I like about Injective. It's been quiet for a long time. They had a really big pump. Everyone knows how much the community is loving Injective. We know there's big things coming on Injective. It has settled down now in a very tight range. We've got a nice weekly area here, 14.4. We know this is a strong level. Okay, this is what I like about Injective. We do have a range high. Okay, interesting play here. So for me, I'm looking at a potential range play on Injective, unless Simon says otherwise. But I like the look of something along these lines into this 50-day MA potentially. So how does that tie in with what you're talking about?
I'll show you. So you want to go long? Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're bullish, aren't we?
I am very bullish. I'm very bullish. I'm always very bullish, but I am a bull. Yeah, so listen, at this point, same again. We've got exactly... Yeah, I'm just checking it was Injective. They all look the same today, right? Look at that. Okay. There's the bullish. There's the buy. There's the buy. VWAP's facing up. Cash flow facing up. Momentum bottoming out really beautifully. We've only just got this signal. Just. So if you want me to zoom in real quick and show the guys what I'm seeing. Hold on. Just on the oscillator alone, guys, we've had them push down on the momentum, okay? And what happens is this stuff thins off at the bottom. This is market cipher. And we get a green spot. And then generally speaking, price starts to make its way back up again. We've got confirmation there. We've got confirmation on Lux Algo. And if you want to just quickly translate that to the price action, let's just find an example. Here we go. Let me just see if I can find you a good one. There you go. So there was a nice deep, just like these over here, a nice deep push. You can see some of them round off here and some of them come down. When they come down below this 60 line, you get the green spot like here and like here. And this is the move you get. A solid push up. And again here, a solid push up. So on that basis, we're down very low down there again.
I mean,
I'd expect
I'm feeling very long Injective here.
I would hope so. I would hope so.
I feel like longing this thing. I'll tell you why. 4 hours oversold, 8 hours oversold, 12 hours oversold.
I'm long Injective. I am long Injective. I am already long Injective. Just to let you know, I'm long Injective. I just thought I'd drop that in there.
Okay, so guys, this is the strategy. Let me just show you my chart here. This is the plan, okay? Same with you saw with the other coins. You need to make the assumption here. Are you a bull now? If you're a bull now you're going to play the game. This is what we're looking at. You're looking at potential laddering in buys at key areas now. Okay, so you can grab a little bit here. If it does dip lower, don't be scared about it. Let it dip. Let's grab the 786. Let's grab that horizontal. Let's build those little positions, and then we can track the trend. And when things start breaking, then the game has changed. Okay, then we start adding to these positions and we start growing them, making it a little bit more exciting. And then your exit point is loss of a major weekly level. So if we get a candle close below these weekly areas and we lose the 50-day, we lose the horizontal, we lose the 382, and we lose the weekly level, and the candle closes underneath that, then we know we were wrong. Okay, then we get stopped out and we carry on. But if you want to catch a bull run, this is how you do it. If you're looking for entries, this is how you do it. So there's obviously multiple ways to do it. This is how I would do it. And that's my suggestion. Okay, right. Likeage. I'm clicking on the video here. No, 468. 32. Come, 32 likes. I'm lifting the hood on this.
Dylan, if you're long ordinals, it's just printed a take profit. So if anyone in the audience is long, now might be a time to take profit.
So guys, while we wait for the likes, don't forget the Banter Bubbles experience. Okay, there's a few things you can do with Banter Bubbles. For those of you that don't know, I don't just open it and look here. What you can do is get different categories. So I've got a daily performance gaming category over here. If you click the filter at the top, you can look for whatever category you like. So if you're interested in DeFi, you can click on DeFi and see how DeFi is performing for the day. So it's got more than just the offering that you see regularly on one page. So pick your categories, look through it. You've got different time frames as well. You can compare it to BTC. You can compare them to how they're trading against ETH, all these types of things. So there's a lot more to Banter Bubbles as well, and a lot more than just winning the Bitcoin for using Banter Bubbles. But for those of you that are interested, again, and I remind you, if you click the BTC bubble, you stand a chance to win one full Bitcoin if you've taken trades on any one of our Banter links. The links below here, CoinW, OKX, BitGet, Bybit. Register on one of those links. They are in the description. Guess the price of BTC. Take 10 trades, and then you're cooking. You stand a chance to win a BTC. So this is running until the 1st of January. So get guessing and get trading, especially with this bull market. Things could get very spicy here for us. Okay, likeage indicator. 505. Okay, let's
there
lift
we
the
go.
hood.
There we go.
Okay,
It's very exciting.
Here's the new deal. Okay, we're bringing a new indicator to the market. We have been testing it and playing with it and doing all sorts of things for a long time, for months. Craig is all over this thing, loving it. Seth is the guy behind it. You might have met him already, Simon. He's developed a really advanced indicator, smart money concepts indicator. So it does involve slightly different trading techniques and style. It's not really what I use all the time. It doesn't really tie in too much with what I do, but I gave it a test run today. They said to me, here's a signal for you. Take this trade if you think it's good. And I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go for it. And I opened $10,000 and on a yellow line. Okay, so this is what we got. So this is where we are. This is the 1 hour chart. So it's really suited to scalpers and things like that. So like, for example, Craig trades this thing all the time. The scalpers and the degens here, you might love this thing. But basically these yellow lines indicated a monthly or a weekly pivot point for me. And once this started breaking into this yellow pivot area, it was my signal to start entering into a long with a target for this daily level up here at 1.8. Okay, so that is what the indicator was telling me. This is now, it's a paid indicator. It is called, let me open it here, X-Suite Easy Algo Indicators. Okay, there is a link in the description if you are interested in it. I haven't tested this thing fully yet, so I'm not saying register now immediately. I'm just telling you it's there. I'm going to test this for you guys. Okay, I'm testing it live. I took a gamble today, literally a gamble. They were like, here's the indicator. It was the first time I've used it. I was like, cool, are we going over the yellow line? Let's fire this thing up. And we did, and thankfully it's now working. So Optimism is now running. I'm going to show you my trade as promised. Here we are on 𝗦𝗂𝗯𝗀. So these are my current 𝗦𝗂𝗯𝗀 positions that I have running. And you can see Optimism is now green, thankfully. So it was a $10,000 long that I took. My average entry here was 1.723. And fortunately, that trade is now green. So now my risk, I can start de-risking a little bit. I can raise my stop a little bit. I can do whatever I need to do to protect my original capital. So that play is still happening. And Simon, I see Cass. You see, I've kept this Cass trade alive. The dream of Cass is alive still. Okay, so I'm still slowly adding to this Cass position. I've been adding a little bit to my ETH position, and Pyth, they came back and wicked us out yesterday, but I jumped right back into that thing. I took a much smaller position, and now I see it's ripping today. So yeah, things are going well so far on these 𝗦𝗂𝗯𝗀 positions. But I will keep you guys posted. This Optimism was my first easy algo indicator trade. So let's see how we go. Hopefully we don't get smashed on our first one, but if we hit a nice TP, guys, we'll do another one. Seth will give us some setups during the course of the week, and we'll bring some indicator setups to you guys, and you can take them with me, or you can just watch me take them. I'll be your guinea pig. We'll see if it works. But to the credit here of the indicator, it did tie in. Look at that. It tied in with my 618. So I thought, well, you know what? If we got this weekly pivot here, and we've got a 618, I thought, let's have a go. Okay, so it did tie in with the science, so that was good. Okay, Elijah is shouting at us about Phantom. And guys, don't forget Doge. We gave this Doge pullback today on Sniper Club. I dropped the chart in there. We broke this horizontal. We came back, we tested the 236, and we bounced. Okay, so target for Doge is 0.094. So that is still in play. And then let's look at Phantom. Oh, and that was ARK, by the way.
I've got ARK up, you know. It's exactly the same as the others. Exactly the same shape.
Okay, so Phantom is working. This was the trade I gave you guys yesterday. Okay, so yeah, no real changes. The buys are lower down on pullbacks. And again, I'm looking for a 550% Phantom move on a 10x trade, which I've taken. and we must send this thing. Okay, we must send it to 0.46. Okay, so remember though, once your trade is running, you can always raise your stop losses, start looking after yourself, just start protecting yourself just in case something goes wrong or the market turns against you. So once your trades are green, there's multiple ways to manage it. But what I do recommend, at nice areas, you look for a little bit of a TP, take something off, maybe raise your stop a little bit, and just look after your positions as you go. Okay, ARK. I saw this on my watch list. I know nothing about this. I've never traded this, but I was scrolling through this, and this ARK looked interesting to me. What chart did I have earlier?
It's another layer 1. A modular layer 1 blockchain built with JavaScript, strangely. Proof of stake consensus with the ARK token being powered.
So here's my view on ARK. I've never traded this thing. I don't know how it trades. It looks fairly new on Binance, September 23. Horizontals, 618. Concerning that it's lost the 50-day MA, but I am interested in what's going on down here at 0.98. What do you have for us on this?
Short term, it's exactly the same shape as the other 3 that I've showed. Same thing. Exactly the same shape here. The bullish divergence was actually a bit further back, and it didn't play out. So there was bullish from there to there. And that translates up here as this region to about here. And what's happened is the price actually came down. So that wasn't a good bullish divergence at all. But the current trade, there's a buy, We've had a TP from the short. RSI is facing up. Cash flow slightly increasing. To be honest with you, if I drop down to the 15, I did this just before. The thing that worries me is that this has already had a move up, and look at what it's gained, like almost nothing. So I'm slightly worried that this is a bit of a fake out, and what's really going to happen is that. So I would be a little bit more careful with this one. The volume's not as good as the other ones that we showed. It's a newer token by the looks of it, so it could fake you out. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
Okay, so again, I've never traded this coin before. I don't even know how it breathes. I don't know how it works, but it is drifting down into a potential bounce zone. So if you are aware or you know about this token, it is something that you could look at. I'm just looking at dominance here one more time, looking for a rejection here on dominance. We really want to see this dominance fall over to give our altcoins a bit of a vibe. Simon, thanks, man. Okay, guys, thank you. That was great. As you can see, short-term potential moves happening here. Eyes on BTC, eyes on dominance. We want that dominance rejection. We don't want BTC to dump too hard. And guys, play it safe. Don't FOMO. These meme coins, they come down as fast as they go up. Be very careful. Zoom in on the 15 minutes. Get your entries. Small positions, big moves on these meme coins. You don't need big size to get them going. They move 10, 15, 20% at a time. You're in a small position, suddenly you're cooking. Then you can always add to that position. There's lots you can do. So you don't always need a massive starter position. Start light, let the trades play out. We are in potentially a great bull market now, a potential great run here where we can add to dips, we can buy and add to these trades. So yeah, there is time. Be patient. There's no big rush. We'll see you guys tomorrow.